Now, Snapchat's 24-year-old CEO, Evan Spiegel, has announced that the company is planning an initial public offering, but hasn't given a time frame. Speaking at a tech conference in LA, the company's leader said Snapchat would reject acquisition offers in favor of an IPO. Snapchat is a mobile phone app which shares disappearing messages and photos. In March, the startup's value rose to $15 billion. It's the first time the company's leadership has spoken about going public. Well, Kevin Poulter, employment and social media lawyer, joins me in the studio now. Kevin, are you surprised by this latest news?
Not really. 2013, Snapchat were offered $3 billion, it seems, by Facebook to buy them out. They said no. Why did they say no? Well, they're expecting more. They're expecting more from this incredible platform, which has just grown phenomenally. 100 million users each day now. 65 million of them are posting their own photos. And as you've said, they're sort of quick disappearing photos. So it keeps things moving. And this is really what it's about. It's about that engagement with the audience. So is it worth $15 billion? Who's to say? Some people have said $19 billion. Until they see what happens, until it does float, then we'll have to, well, just take a guess.
It is amazing, isn't it? It's almost on a par in terms of finances with WhatsApp, and that's been around longer, and that seemingly has a bigger demographic to it. The CEO has talked about an overvaluation of tech firms generally. Yep. Do you think that could lead to a crash? Is that something you could see in the future happening?
Well, he forecast the crash already at this conference, and I think, of course, there's a potential there. We saw with Twitter, for example, that it didn't go as great as it could have done with their IPO. So let's wait and see. Will there be a big crash? Well, who's to say? I think more likely we'll see fewer new platforms emerging, the dominant platforms such as Snapchat, such as Facebook, continuing their reign, and maybe a few peripheral platforms that we're familiar with may start to disappear, but I don't think there's going to be a huge crash, not initially, although you'll probably come back and show me this at another date.
Final question, Kevin. Where do you see the future direction of Snapchat going? Do you think they'll continue to try and grow their audience, their number of users, or will they attempt to monetize and try and get some advertising in there?
I think it's a bit of both. I think they have to keep trying to grow because this is really working towards the 13 to 24-year-old demographic, which is hugely lucrative. Who else can get out to that sort of audience? So any brand that's out there, youth brand, and anyone that's looking to develop a relationship at an early age, this is really the only way to do it. Advertising, of course, is going to be part of that, but I think really it's that engagement, that regular commitment to coming back online every day and keeping the demographic moving through. So you lose a few at the top, but you need to keep bringing in at the bottom.
Good decision not to sell to Facebook for $3 billion.
It seems that way, but let's wait and see.
Who'd sell a company for $3 billion, not me. Kevin, thank you very much indeed for coming in.